What's going on, guys? Thank you so much for tuning in to Late to Hoops. Before we get into today's video discussing Giannis Antentokoumpo and why I think he's going to be the 2023 NBA MVP, I have to give a big shout out to the two people popping up on the screen right now, the two winners of the polls that I've posted the last 2 days. If you guys want to get featured on these beginning shout outs and get a chance to show off your takes and your opinions, please be sure to subscribe and leave those notifications on so you can see whenever I'm posting polls so you guys can be featured and vote and just help grow this hoops community. I'm trying to build a positive hoops community. Without further ado, let's get started with today's video. I said this in a previous video, but I'll say it again. The thing that shines to me this year in these first 3 or 4 or 5 games, depending on when you're watching this, I am recording this before they tip off at 8 to play Atlanta. I'm going to watch this game as this video is uploading. I just have to say, he looks so much more kept on the offensive side of the ball. When he first started to become aware of his abilities, he would often barrel or spiral out of control when in transition or even just moving into the low post, and that's why we saw defensive schemes such as the wall that was created by Nick Nurse and that Toronto Raptors team in defense back in 2019. They were easily able to stop or at least slow down Giannis's individual productivity, and back then that version of Giannis, he had not adapted the ability to trust his team and trust that roster and dissect and play make and make the reads that he's able to make. And now it just looks like he's developed not only the IQ, but he's developed counters and not only handling the ball, but his footwork when he gets in a pinch. He had this basket against the Lakers the other night. I'll try to put a clip of it if I can, where he was putting a clinic with his footwork down in the low post, and it was beautiful. With Chris Middleton being out for the next few weeks, it just looks better for Giannis. If he can keep continuing to lead this team to wins, he gets that Dirk style, that lone superstar system style praise where we just watch and respect. Like if you've watched any of these Milwaukee games, especially that Knicks game the other night, it was just beautiful. It looked like Milwaukee was doing everything right. I mean, they, outside of missing a few open shots, it just looked like an amazing game. And honestly, I don't even think wins will be hard to come by for this Milwaukee team. This Bucks team looks as polished and trusting as ever, and we see guys like Bobby Portis and Wesley Matthews that are really stepping up into the roles that they've been brought on for this team. You can really start to see in these first few games that not only do they have a championship, but they have a few years under their belt. A lot of this offense is ran through Giannis now, even if it's not with him finishing at the basket. And that, like I said earlier, it's just not something you used to see often. You would never see Giannis making these great heads-up passes and great heads-up plays. If you guys watched that Knicks game the other night, a lot of the times Giannis just comes down the court and gives the ball to someone who's in the low post or in the right spot just because he trusts his guys in those moments, whether it's a back down situation or just getting them into an ISO spot by coming off screens. They just play winning basketball, and it's truthfully beautiful. They move wonderfully in transition, and I think a big staple of Giannis's game and something that is spreading for this whole entire Bucks team is just the unselfishness. These are Giannis's stats so far. Obviously, this is only a 4-game sample size, but 34 points, 13 rebounds, and 6 assists is nothing to sneeze at. Not to mention, he's getting to the free throw line at such a consistent rate, and I love to see that. Even after he's expanded his game to have the mid-range and the deep ball a little bit. I know he does not shoot the 3 very consistently, but you know what I'm saying? He's added a little bit of the deep ball. He's still as relentless and aggressive. He's not trying to just rely on that. In year 10, he still looks just as active as he did in year 6 and year 7 when he was first starting to step into himself. I really do think the sky's the limit for this Bucks team, and if they can finish first in the East, it'll only help Giannis's MVP case. Obviously, there are some other notable names out there, Luka and Dame. If we were going to end the year right now, they would both be making wonderful cases as well. We're just going to have to see how this game plays out, but I know this was a short video, guys. It was just me trying to stake my claim and kind of just say, Giannis, you're doing amazing, and I really do think you can win MVP this year, and I'm stoked to see what's happening with voters fatigue. I think Jokic might be out of the race. I know I made an entire video talking about that, guys, and you showed tremendous support on that. I appreciate all the support you guys have been showing recently. If you made it this far and you haven't already, please leave a like. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace.